Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. PVD Pro Valeters and Detailers magazine issue 3 has now been published.
So it came to this, got there all too fast. All you could hope for turned right on into dust. My sweet Lord, where am I bound? Help me get my feet back on the ground. My sweet Lord, where am I bound? Help me get my feet back on the ground. My sweet Lord, where am I bound? Help me get my feet back on the ground.
Okay guys, so the first thing to say is this magazine, this fantastic magazine, is now available, and there's a link down below in the description if you want to go and get yourself a copy. The reason I'm talking about it on my channel, as you probably know, is we were involved in the mega test where we had probably around 70 detailing sprays, quick detailers, spray sealants, and we tested them all in a positive way, but tested them, had a good look at all of them, and then presented our results and ultimately picked a few recommendations in there, and all of that information is in the mega test results at the back of this magazine. Okay, this video is also going to do a very short highlight reel to kind of complement that, and with the aim of kind of drawing your interest so you go and get this magazine because it's good. Okay, like I say, if you're into detailing, you are going to like this. There's no two ways about that. What else is in this magazine? There's a fantastic article on leather, which automotive leather restoration, how it's kind of made, the process, you know, how it's maintained, how it's painted, which was something that was right up my street, because just in a video I'm going to be releasing any time at the moment, I've just been filming it. I've had all the seats done on this, all the driver's seat done. I'm watching the guy at work, you know, and how they kind of prep and spray these is fantastic, and you know, it's just like almost like how they do it for the outside of the cars. You know, it's that kind of level with the colour matching and everything. It's a real specialised trade. So yeah, that's a great article. Also, inside Autoglim, the PVD guys went into the Autoglim labs and got to speak with those guys. So that's a fantastic thing. There's a ton of stuff in here. There is a ton of information. And there is a lot of good information in this magazine. So PVD issue 3, £4.50 plus delivery, you know, that will go on top of that. There's a link for it in the description. And here is a very short highlights reel of some of that stuff for the channel. So today I wanted to do a very quick summary video. So I've been testing these sprays for the PVD issue 3 mega test review of detailing sprays and spray sealants and spray waxes and all that sort of stuff. So I wanted to shoot this video while I still had all these products in, so I could give you my summary of that testing for the channel. And this will probably be published a lot later than the magazine, for obvious reasons. You know, the magazine to go out first. And this is just a summary of some of the products in there that I liked. Okay, so before we start me going through some of the products which stood out as being real strong performers for me, it's really important to just sort of kind of discuss the whole detailing spray thing, because when I was chatting about this with Bert, the guy that runs the magazine, the kind of thing we were talking about is that the industry doesn't define very well what a detailer spray is. And a lot of guys, if you're just starting out and looking to go and buy some of these detailing products, you know, from the description detailing spray, you won't actually be completely sure what it does, and you could end up with a product which, is not particularly good at doing what you think the product should do. So I think there's going to be a little bit of time spent in the magazine just talking about what these functions of these spray products are and all that sort of stuff. So the way we divided it down into the video is quite simple. First off, we started with this category of what we called spray waxes or spray sealants. Now you could have two subcategories for those, and maybe you should, but it can start getting quite complicated. But basically these products are there more to provide either a natural based coating on your car with the spray wax, so a natural based coating of waxes, naturally occurring waxes on your car, or provide you with a coating of a synthetic based protective coating on your car, with the spray sealants. So that's what they do, and the chemical technologies and all these spray sealants can vary quite a lot, but effectively they're more there. They're not there to kind of clean your car or use to get dust off your car. They typically require a surface that's clean and prepared. You lay them out, apply them according to the instructions, and you get a nice sealant quality on your car, which will keep environmental contaminants off of the car, keep it repelling water now, which is a big thing, and make it a bit more glossy as well. But the key thing is durability on those products, how long they last, and the fact that they typically require a good surface to be applied on, although there's some exceptions to those rules, but you get where I'm going. The second category was what we called the cleaner sprays. So these are detailing sprays with a little bit more focus, either complete focus or just a little bit more focus on being able to spray on your car for specific cleaning duties. And that could be an all-round cleaning that you can spray on panels to get them clean. You can spray them on glass to get your glass back clean. You can spray them on trims, you can blast them all over your car. And that emphasis is on being able to get that car clean, okay? And we'll perhaps just come back to that a little bit later on, but that was the cleaner kind of category. The third category, the most common category, is really a detailer spray that you spray on your car to provide a lovely boost to the gloss and some nice smooth texture to your car. And they lean more on that side of that being their primary function. And there's definitely crossovers in these categories. So a lot of the gloss boosters will tell you that they can do cleaning tasks as well, and they can. So generally we had to think a little bit about how we categorize them, which category they would go into, because some of the gloss boosters as well actually provide you with a very strong seal that can outdo some of these. So there's definite crossovers, and we tended to use how the product marketed it. Shit, I've got a word, I can't say it. How the product branded itself on its own label was the deciding factor of where we kind of put it. And it didn't matter too much where it went, as long as we got it roughly right and explained why it was there, I guess. So those were our three categories for the test. Then we had the awards categories, okay? So we had a best of in the class, so we'd have a best of spray sealants, and we'd put 3 in there. We'd have a best of cleaner and a best of gloss boosters, your all-round gloss booster kind of texture thing. Then we'd have some specialised categories like the best value products, the best ones that you could use as rinse aids, the best all-rounders as well, which was a really important category. If you're just picking one detailer spray and you want it to do the lot, okay? And we also had a bit of fun, the best scent, because a lot of these are using scents, so that'd be of less interest to people, but just a little bit of fun, which one smells the nicest. So what I wanted to go through now is those products that won the test and why I picked them, and a whole group of other ones as well that are definitely worthy of a mention. Okay, so starting with the spray sealants, a product, and these 3 are all winners, it's not like they're different, so it's not like this is the best, this is second best. They're different, okay? So they're all offering you slightly different things. So Sonax BSD, most people know about this now. It's been around for a while, okay? Lots of people use it and have it. It's here because it's for the price. Euro Car Parts selling it for £7. They do these 30% deals off once a month, so you can pick up 750ml of it for a £5. Just to show you, when it goes down to that sort of price, it's too good to not go and buy some. So that's a tenner for 1.5 litre of probably one of the strongest sealant sprays you're going to be able to get. So this product really is all about the hydrophobic seal and the durability of that seal. That's what it's all about. It tells you it's a brilliant shine detailer. It's not a detail spray because, okay, people talk and I talk about the fact that it's slightly sticky, it leaves a slightly sticky finish. It's less about that it's hard to work, okay? It's still easy to spray this on and work it. It does grip a bit, you know, you want to get it while it's still loose. You want to spray it on as the bottle doesn't spray, it streams more than it sprays, so you can want to decant it. But it's still, you spray it on, you wipe it off, no problems there. The finish that it gives is slightly sticky, okay? But it's highly hydrophobic, and the beading you get off it is insane. And those beads last longer than anything else I could test. Nothing can get close to it in how long the hydrophobic qualities will stay with this product. That's why, combined with the fact that the price, you should have some of this, okay? And that's it, you get the point. And when you get it and you play with it, you'll see exactly what I mean, because it's renowned for doing that, you know. The next one that I wanted to talk about is Polished Angel Rapid Wax, okay? So this is a traditional spray wax in the sense that it's got naturally occurring waxes in it, you know, and if you've been watching my vlog on wax making, you know, we're right into that at the moment, all this natural waxes. So I always have a sort of special interest in when I see ones with natural waxes in it. Now this product, as far as spray waxes go, it's like, when I first saw it, I thought this is like an 18th century concoction. It honks of an aromatic solvent, which is never a good sign for me because there's low aromatic ones which can perform just as well. And it's really poorly emulsified. There's chunks of half melted wax all coated in this and floating around in it. So it's a bit prehistoric the way it's formulated. So I got this and I'm thinking, God blimey, this is going to be rubbish. It says shake well, so you give it a good shake up. But for a naturally based product, so in other words, a product that's probably carnauba wax based, you know, and some other waxes, the gloss that you get from this is fantastic, and none of the synthetics, in my opinion, can give you the same type of gloss that a natural wax can. Now, you might prefer the type of gloss that the synthetics give you, but I like a natural wax gloss, you know, I really do. This gives you that. But also the durability on it is fantastic, as is the water repelling, you know, the beading that you get, which I think, even though, you know, there's sealants out there which, you know, aren't hydrophobic, they're hydrophilic, you know, they promote water contact, but they're still providing you with a seal. I don't particularly like those. I want to see my product, you know, repelling water and providing protection, so I can also use that as a gauge to monitor how durable it is, okay? Because some manufacturers will tell you they got this product will last 6 months, and after like 4 weeks you don't see it doing anything. Now, and you know, and you're almost relying on faith that there's still something there at a molecular level that's doing something. So by definition, it's going to last 6 months. That's no good for me. I want to see this thing performing strong, okay? And this is a strong performer that lasts, and it's a natural based one. So you should check this out. Again, it's very easy to see how good this is. Polished Angel Rapid Wax. The only downside is it's expensive, but because it's good, it's worth the money, in my opinion. Okay, another one that won in the sealant spray for me. Different chemical offering. This is an SiO2 silica-based one. Car Pro Reload. Okay, I think it's about 15 quid for this. So this. You know, the SiO2 based ones, you can use them as wet coats, so you can spray them on and rinse them off, which gives you makes them great using after you've shampooed your car and you've rinsed it off and you've got a relatively clean car. You go and blast it in this and then rinse it off. Some people love using them that way because it's contact free, you know, so you can use it that way. You can also just spray it onto your car and buff it in, and I think you'll probably get a bit more strength out of it if you use it that way. The main thing is it's incredibly easy to use for a spray sealant, okay? And again, it's one of the ones that stood out for me as lasting a bit longer. It says 6 months. You might get 6 months out of it if you put a bit more attention to how you apply it and getting a really clean surface and go apply it dry. You might get 6 months, maybe not. It's not a ridiculous claim. You'll get close to that, I think. But it's really easy to use and it's good value. It just ticks a lot of boxes. The industry always talks favourably about this, and anyone who's been detailing a while knows about Car Pro products. They're good, okay? Very good spray sealant, probably the best SiO2 spray sealant that in the test that I was looking at. So yeah, really like this one. Some other honourable mentions. This of the polished Angel Rapid Wax ilk. This is Autoglim's offering. So like a lot of people, when you get into detailing, the first place you can go to buy your products is Halfords, and Halfords is full of Autoglim products and they all look great. So when you first see Autoglim, you think they're up there next to up there next to Messi and Ronaldo in terms of how good they are. A lot of people that have been detailing a while don't like Autoglim and say they're kind of not so great, you know. So it's like that with any brand. You'll have people that love them, people that hate them. Again, my opinion of Autoglim is they've got some good stuff and they've got some not so good stuff. But I don't have any real major turkeys apart from the super resin polish. We won't go into that. This product, Autoglim Aqua Wax, didn't expect much from it. Fantastic. Again, for a natural wax, sort of dissolved wax, I didn't expect it to be as durable, you know, so I expect to get good gloss out of a natural wax spray. But I don't expect to get the durability out of them, and this really and the really strong hydrophobic and beading, you know. So this is well formulated, this product, and it's impressive and it's readily available. It's a good product basically. It didn't quite have the wow factor of the ones that won, but still really liked it. So Rapid Wax by Autoglim. This one here, Orchard Speed Seal, really liked. I think it's a siloxane based one, an SiO2 based one as well. It doesn't actually tell you. I always like to know what's in it, because if you know the core ingredient that's providing you the seal, that will sort of that tells you all you need to know really about how it's going to work. They say apply it with a DA. It's too loose a liquid for me. I think most people are just going to spray this on and buff it off as they say you can, but they recommend can be applied by DA or by hand. So I would just spray this on and wipe it off. If I was going to apply something with DA, I would be using a more hardcore sealant that I know is going to last longer than this. So you spray this on, buff it off, similar to the Car Pro Reload of that ilk. Like I say, I suspect it's SiO2 based. I found it just lacked a little bit of the potency and the bling. When you first put them all on, they all perform quite well, but it's how well they do over time. And I just found the Car Pro Reload slightly outdid this, but this was one that stood out for me as being a really nice product and very easy to apply. So, yep. And we have these two here, which I was impressed with. First one, C2 V3. We're out of focus here, so it'll snap in. This is the old Budget Productions. C2 V3 by G Technic. So liquid crystal. You know, I love the branding of these things. You can't help but like the way that they're branded. So this is a spray-on buff-off seal. I don't know the technology in it. You know, I don't know what it's using. I don't think it's siloxane based. I don't know. I think this is probably something slightly different chemically. It benefits from a good prep, okay? So this is less of a forgiving one that you can just wash your car and blast off. You'd probably want to prep your panels to get the most out of this. You know, very good hydrophobic qualities initially on application. It tails off a little bit quicker again than the other ones. The only slight bugbear I've got about this product is it claims 8 month 8 months durability as a standalone product. I don't think you're going to get anywhere near that from what I've seen. Now, I'm sure they won't be putting these claims on there. You know, they'll probably have some way of testing that this has lasted 8 months. But in practical layman's terms of what you can see, I don't think you're going to get near 8 months on this. So if you could, that would be bloody impressive, I tell you. The next one, Camicazi Overcoat. Okay, so this is kind of like very expensive. This is £49 for 100 millilitres. So it's nearly 500 quid a litre, this product. The most expensive product I think I've ever seen. You know, this is ridiculous. You know, I wouldn't buy it. I would not buy it, okay? And that sounds a bit condemning. It's just someone's making too much money there. So it's supposed to be a specialist thing for placing on top of ceramic coatings, because ceramic coatings are prone to kind of water staining and water spotting. I don't know why. So having these type of products, spray sealants that you can put on top of ceramic coatings to reduce that problem, you know, to get rid of the water, I guess, is the purpose of this. However, it says it can be used as a standalone product, no ceramic coating. The main thing with this is the hydrophobic qualities. It's the only one that was able to produce beading up to the standard of the Sonax BSD. Doesn't last nowhere not long as the BSD. You know, it tails off again a lot quicker. But it was the only one that could really. It's a really impressive product when you first lay it down, and I can understand why it's pricing itself at the high end, and there is a high end of detailing, because some cars you're paying 500 grand for or 300 grand for or whatever. The people that own those do not care if this costs 50 quid and that one costs 20 quid. They don't care. That's not even peanuts. It's like the copper coins in our pocket to them. So they'll just get whatever's the most expensive. So this is one of those products that's aimed at the high end and does give you good results. For us kind of normal people looking at products to buy where price might be a concern, I just don't think anyone's going to pay 50 quid for this, unfortunately, especially when you've got great products out there like BSD that are available for a fiver for 750 millilitres. This is 50 quid for 100 millilitres. The scaling, it doesn't quite work there, does it? However, I'm probably being a bit harsh on this because I thought it was a fantastic high-end, high-performing spray sealant, you know, and there'll be some people out there that will love this. Ones with loads of money. Okay, the next category was our kind of bargain basement things, products that offered fantastic value for money. This first one that was in my original detailing spray thing, the bullet concentrate. So it's a natural wax that's dissolved and there's no silicone in it. It's a very simple product. But this will mix down this bottle, which costs about 25 quid, to 4 litres of a spray wax. And that spray wax performs as well, okay? It really does. And it's great if you're using natural waxes on your car and you want to top those natural waxes up with a simple natural wax to get that warm natural wax finish that a lot of people, purists, will go for. And there's people out there that will only use natural waxes and they won't go near any of this synthetic stuff on their car. So this bullet is a good product for people that are of that ilk, that want a lot of product for their money. So you get a ton for this. This is a general kind of detailing spray, provides gloss and slip, you know, and texture. So it's more about you spray it on a car as part of your maintenance routine to give your car a boost to the finish, really. And you can use it, you know, you can use, is it friendly on all surfaces? It doesn't say. It doesn't say if it's friendly on glass. I'm not sure if I tested it for that. But it's a traditional gloss boosting detailing spray. And for the price, you'll find it hard to separate this product from some of the other ones in that gloss boosting category that cost like 3 times as much. I think it's about £5 a bottle. It's incredibly cheap and it performs really well for the price. So Chrome Northwest Embellish. You know, you don't get any of the bling labelling. It's all black and white labelling, but the product inside the bottle is good. So if you're a value guy that wants good performance, doesn't want to part out with a ton of cash for it, this is a good product. Basically, to cut the long story short, what I just said about Chrome Northwest applies to Malco Showroom Shine. Okay, it's just good value for money, incredibly cheap. I think it's about 4 or 5 quid this bottle, something like that. It's hard to find suppliers of it online. I think it's more a company that's aimed at providing product for professional valeters and stuff. So you find yourself a supplier, you'd probably buy this in bulk really, in 5 litres, and then the price of it's phenomenal. It's highly functional. If you had to say where it's not quite as good as the other ones, in terms of spraying on and looking at the gloss and seeing if you can find differences, there are ones out there that will provide you with more gloss, okay, and we'll talk about that. But the main difference is the duration of the properties that it puts on there, the duration of the texture, the duration of the gloss. Perhaps there's other ones out there that you'll pay more money for that will last longer and are more, you know, perhaps they're just formulated better, but they cost a ton more. So for the price, this Malco Showroom Shine it's a good product. Okay, over to the cleaners. So again, this product here, Dodo Juice Basics of Bling, was in my detailing spray video. And I kind of had it down at the lower order because I was doing just one category of products, you know. And this product, you know, it's outshone. It doesn't provide you with much gloss. It doesn't provide you with much slip. But what it does do is it provides you with a clean, almost a squeaky clean finish. And that is a function that you might want to have more in terms of if you're going to go on and put a coating down. You know, if you've got a clean car, if they've got a car with wax or sealants on it, then you need to generally strip those off with a pre-wax cleaner or an abrasive, you know, to get those products off of the car. But perhaps you've just got a car there, you know, that hasn't got product on it, the clear coat is in good condition, you've washed it, and then you just want to get it, you know, you might have a bit of dust, but whatever, you want to get the surface clean, and then you can go on and wax it. And that surface doesn't need to be abrasively cleaned, or it doesn't need a dedicated pre-wax cleaner. So there'll be other functions as well where you'll need a product which actually cleans rather than leaves like loads of lubricant and loads of gloss boosting products behind. And it's quite a unique product to find them. I couldn't find many. I just called it the kind of squeaky clean finish in my mind. And the more I've been messing around with kind of panels and stuff and testing stuff, the more I was looking for a kind of product where I could just clean it back. And I found this quite useful for that. And it's quite cheap as well. You can buy this in bulk. So you can get loads of it. So if you want a squeaky clean finish and not tons of smoothness and gloss and all that, which all the other ones do, Basics of Bling is one to be aware of. Be aware of its existence. Out of all of the products I tested, this was the only other one that left you with a squeaky clean finish. And this was Swiss Vac Quick Finish. Now Swiss Vac also have a gloss boosting one, their Lotus Speed, which is all smooth and glossy. But this one as well will give you a squeaky clean finish. This costs 50 quid, this bottle, or 47 quid, I think, per litre, I think, or it might be 47 quid for the bottle. Whatever, it's ridiculously expensive, and it's just, you know, I don't know exactly what's in it chemically, but, you know, it ain't going to be 50 quid's worth of product. So, you know, no one's going to buy that. Well, someone will, but not me. So if you're looking for a traditional product which is really just going to give you a squeaky clean finish on your car, then Basics of Bling is a good product, okay? The next one in this cleaner category, Finicare 425. This could have been put in the gloss booster category, okay, but it would have been outdone in terms of gloss and texture by something else. It'd have been lost in the herd. This deserves your attention because its main thing is you can blast it on any part of your car. You can blast it on the glass, you can blast it on the trim, you can blast it on anything and use it to clean back, you know. But the main thing is the coating that it puts on your car. It's not durable, it's not going to last you for ages like these spray sealants, but it does repel dirt, okay, and it tells you it does that. And I think this This helps keep your car clean when you use this as a detail spray. It helps keep the dust off it just a little bit. But as well as that, it does everything that all the other gloss boosters do, apart from providing you long-term protection, okay? It doesn't claim to, and it doesn't. It's a really good all-round detailing spray with a slight unique selling point that it's got this patented anti-static formula in there. The other big strength of this is the price. It's so cheap, you know, I think it's about 11 quid or something like that. Check the price, FK425, and you get it in it. They give you a litre of it for that price as well, rather than half a litre. Great product, and I think everyone should try this at one stage because of everything I've just said. Okay, this product is fantastic. I'm starting to say you need all of these. All these winners are great, so I might be guilty of saying you need all of these, but you need this one, okay? Right, what they don't tell you, so this is called Koch Chemi, so it's by the guys that do the compounds and the polishes. FSE, Foxtrot Sierra Echo. Exterior detail spray. Finish spray exterior, sorry. Cleans, maintains and preserves all external vehicle surfaces such as paintwork, glass and plastics, okay? That's what most of them will tell you they do. But here's the key thing. Even stubborn limescale stains are quickly removed, okay, without leaving any residue. Jesus, never a truer word has been spoken. A lot of these will tell you they'll remove water spots. If you've got a stubborn water spot, you can take your pick of any product you want here, spray it on those water spots. They will not remove it. They might nullify them a little bit, take away a bit of them, but you'll still see that little kind of imprint of the water spot underneath it. And most of the time it's just the fact you're wiping them with the microfiber as well that's doing most of the lifting with the solvent thing in there. But they're not specifically any good at removing water spots, any of these, even if they tell you they are. This one just eats water spots away. It outperforms all of the others in that category. It's like comparing a Ferrari with a bicycle and how well it does this. So much so that if you've ever had a water stain spot problem on your car, and I think that would apply to probably 100% of people that have been doing detailing, you need to have this product because it just solves that problem. Okay, so when you wash and rinse your car, you know, if you're mindful of the sun and, you know, heat in your panels, you shouldn't get water spot staining. But so many times you'll get it for different reasons and reasons that aren't even your fault, you know. I can't emphasize enough how much you need to have this product, Koch Chemi FSE. It's just so unique in how it handles that particular problem. You know, if you had a bonnet covered in water stains and you pick any one of those of your choice, you know, anyone want to message me and say, no, this one does do water stains, just compare on half of your bonnet using this and any one of those other ones. This side just eats it all away. You spray it on, you know, maybe give it a little bit of time to bite down and do its thing. You know, it's got limonene in it, which is kind of, you know, a milder solvent. I wonder if it's got any other descalers in it as well. But whatever the chemical properties are, they eat up the water stains and the lime scale. I don't need to keep going on about this. Get it? Oh, it's also bloody cheap. So it's £10 for a litre. So it's in that real bargain price category as well. Okay, so that's spray sealants and waxes, the bargain ones, the cleaner specific ones. Now we've got the kind of the one that most people like to go for is the gloss boosters, okay? So your kind of gloss boosting sprays. The one that you will clean your car, dry your car with a towel or something, or air dry it. Your car will be dry. It's probably already been sealed and waxed at some stage, but even if it hasn't, it doesn't matter. You would then go and take this product and go around your car, spray it all on, buff it all up, and you'd have a lovely shine and a lovely smooth finish. And that's what this class and this award is for. The ones that give you the best finish that I could observe, okay? So, firstly, Bright Max Spray and Shine, okay? So again, as well as just being a gloss booster, this is advertising that it does a lot of the other quick detailing duties, anti-static, non-greasy, body shop safe, long-lasting shine. I wouldn't, well, apart from the long-lasting shine, I wouldn't be too worried about all of those other things, okay? Removes dust and finger spots and water spots, okay? If I've got dust on my car, you know, you're gonna have to wipe that dust off if you're gonna do it with this, and you don't do that anyway. Don't use these products, don't spray them on dust and wipe them off. That's just suicide. Okay, so forget about them. Any that claim that, they all do. The main thing about this is it gives a good wet look gloss, I found. You know, very similar to the next one I'm going to talk about. You really notice the depth of the shine on it. Okay, it's not a long-lasting, protecting, durable seal, but it's a long-lasting gloss and a good emphasis of what this is what most people want from a product, is something they can spray on and really look back at their car and say, wow, you know. And I found this is a good all-rounder that has that emphasis on the wet look gloss. Of the very same kind of caliber as the Bright Max Spray and Shine is the Bouncers Done and Dusted. Again, you just blast this all over your car. You know, used not best used as a drying aid or any of that. So I would, if I was using Bouncers, I would be washing my car, drying it off with a towel, and then going over it with this to give the finish enhancement. Again, very similar to Bright Max, a real deep wet look. And I had this as my winner in my detailing spray video because, well, I had a much smaller pool of products. I just found this was, you know, out of all of them, a really good one for bling, you know, and people like bling. It's all about the finish, isn't it? That's what it's all about. So Bouncers Done and Dusted, really great gloss boosting detailing spray. Now, this one here, Built Camber Quick Detailer, okay? Finish dressing they put on there. That's an important thing, finish dressing. So this product is you should not use this for any cleaning sort of quick detailer duties. You know, if you've got fingerprint marks in your car, don't use this for any cleaning. Use this on a car that's been cleaned again and dried and is ready. You know, it might have sealant properties on there, but it's ready to have a finishing dressing applied. Now, it says use on a cool surface. A lot of them say that as almost like a disclaimer. But yeah, you probably want to follow that advice. Spray it out, buff it up. If you overload this product and put it on too much, it is really streaky, okay? It's highly concentrated, but if I had to pick which one provides the most gloss out of all of these 70 products back here, it's this one, Built Camber. However they formulated this, it's crazy. It is such a nice gloss. You know, it's like coating your car in glass, and it's nice and smooth. Not particularly hydrophobic, not particularly durable, but in terms of what it's laying out on your car, it's highly concentrated and it's fantastic. So I think there's a slight element of Marmite about this, because some people might not expect, they might just treat this as a normal detailing spray and blast it on and have some streaking issues and overload it. If you apply this properly, I think it's quite possibly the glossiest finisher out of any product I've ever seen. So Built Camber Auto QD, really, really impressive stuff. Finally, we have rinse aid categories. Ones that you would use when you've cleaned your car, you've washed your car, you shampooed it, it's covered in water and you want to dry it. These products help, they disperse the water when you spray them on them, they melt that water and they don't smear when you wipe them back over and they're all sort of still, you know, the car's sort of still wet, in a wet state. That's the key thing. So you want these to be really smear friendly when they're mixed in with water. So this Mist X I found had great water melting qualities, and then it would buff up nice. So I found it really good to use on a wet car. I think it's an SiO2 based one, so if you're using wet sealants on your car, this would be a great detail spray to use in conjunction with those. So a good rinse aid detail spray, doing it a bit of injustice because you could use it for all of those other things. You could use it on a dry car and use it as a gloss booster. You can do everything, but I just really liked it as a rinse aid product. Same with the Adams detailing spray, a really good versatile all-round detailer. It's not a rinse aid specialist, but it just works well as a rinse aid, and it gives you one of the smoothest finishes that I've ever seen from a detailing spray. This is really impressive stuff, this product actually. This is an all-round kind of detail spray. And then finally, this one I really liked, good value for money, it's a tenner. It refuses to smear. It gives you a lovely kind of sharp crystal shine on your car. It melts water great. Again, you could use it as just a normal detailing spray, but I found it really good as a rinse aid as well. So Infinity RDS Rapid Detailer Spray, really fantastic. All of these ones that I'm telling you about here, you need to go and have a play around with at some point, I think, or at least one of them in each category. This is a great one. Finally, the best all-rounders that can do a bit of everything. So this Auto Glance Smooth Velvet is a detailer spray that you can really use for everything. It says here you can use it as a quick detailer, you know, use it as a waterless wash. I wouldn't use any of them for waterless washes, but that's a personal thing, not an issue with the product. Use it as a clay bar lubricant, use it as a rinse aid, use it as a dedicated, you can use it at dedicated dilution ratio, so you can dilute it down for various functions. So it's good all-rounder. It's just a little subtle thing. It says quick detailer spray wax, so it contains natural waxes as well. The thing that it doesn't particularly tell you about on the label that it does really well is it provides a good hydrophobic kind of water repelling beading thing that people really like, with a reasonable amount of durability. So this really is a good all-round product. It's well priced as well, and it's one of the best scented with the caramel scent. So, you know, I just like this detailer spray. I don't look to pick up flaws in them, but, you know, I can't. And this does everything really well. The next one, Angel Wax QED. Again, priced very well, $7.99 for this bottle, which is really right down there in terms of value. It's very good value. Does everything that all those gloss boosters do. You can use it for any particular function you want to talk about within the detailing spray world. But also what it does really well and doesn't shout about is it creates a seal on your car which can keep up with some of these sealant sprays, okay? It can outbead a lot of these sealant sprays. Beading isn't the be all and end all of protection, okay? But it can outdo them on the hydrophobic qualities. And it provides a really long-lasting seal, or relatively long-lasting seal, considering it's doing everything. Combine that with the fact it's priced at $7.99. This is one of the best all-round detailing sprays you can get. It's also it's a winner of the Auto Express Best Buy 2013 and 15. So someone else has noticed that. I notice it, and I think if you use this product, you'll find it hard not to notice how good it is in all categories. Right, and another one, the best all-rounder. Perhaps if you didn't take price into consideration, this product here would be the best all-rounder out of these 70 products that I've got. It's Auto Perfect It Silk Quick Detailer, okay? An advanced detailing spray using nanomaterials to provide deep, long-lasting gloss and a fantastic hydrophobic effect. Well, they've got to mention there, as well as gloss, it also gives you a really smooth finish on your car. So it's got some sort of lubricants in there that are providing that nice glide. The gloss is fantastic, okay? One of the best textures, silk's a great word for it. It is like silk when you lay it down. But it mentions about the hydrophobic effect. This provides a stronger seal than the Angel Wax Quick Detailer. They're of a similar ilk, but it lasts a bit longer. It lasts longer than most of these spray sealants, okay? But it can do all of the quick detailer stuff. It's one of the best products I think I've ever used, okay? I reviewed the Auto Perfect It N1 gloss booster in my detail sprays. I didn't even know about this, and I said it's a good gloss booster, but it doesn't do any of the other stuff too well. But I didn't know he had a detailer spray that does do all the other stuff really well. You need to check out this product. Again, its qualities you can kind of test and see for yourself. So when I'm raving and ranting about this, I do it with a reasonable amount of confidence, because I know that anyone that goes and buys this stuff will notice what I've noticed. Test this up against your favourite spray sealant. Maybe not Sonax BSD. Don't test it against that, because that thing is just unstoppable in that department. Test it against any other one. Test it against Car Pro Reload, which is a product I love. Test it against the Orchard Seal or the Aqua Wax. It will stand up there and last with them. But what it will do in addition to that is all the other things that we've talked about, providing texture and gloss and being able to use it as a general detailing spray. This does the lot at the very highest standard that you can set, and you need to try it. So that's Auto Perfect with a K, Silk Quick Detailer Spray. So that is my honest opinion on all of the best products out there in all those categories, and it's quite, sometimes it was a no-brainer, sometimes it was very difficult, but I'm pretty confident in those products I've just told you about. And what I want to do is just quickly mention some other products that I thought were fantastic, and I need to tell you about them basically. Okay, these two products here, Carlac Fast Detailer and Sonax Perfect Shine Acrylic Spritz. Okay, now the key thing to talk about with both of these is the word acrylic. Polymer wax. I don't know if this one is acrylic, this Carlac wax. I think they're both acrylic. I'm pretty sure these are both acrylic. Yeah, they are. Okay, these are both acrylic, forgive me. So they're slightly different chemical technology to all the other ones. And what this acrylic polymer that these contain does is gives you this really nice, and I talk about plasticized kind of sharper gloss, less deep, but the gloss effect that these two provide is fantastic, and the gloss effect lasts really long. Now that acrylic polymer doesn't give you the water behaviour that some of the others do, and also I find these are less suitable for cleaning duties, but in terms of putting a sprayed gloss coating on your car where you can really see that gloss coating and how long it lasts, these two, both of them, I couldn't really separate them to be honest, so buy whichever one's cheaper. I think the Carlac might be cheaper. Both fantastic in terms of putting that acrylic polymer gloss coat all over your car. Chemical Guys Speed Wipe, just quite simply a really good all-round detailer spray, very pleasant to use, well fragranced, no overhyping on the bottle like they sometimes do. It does what it says, it leaves great texture, great gloss, and it's reasonably, you know, it's not too expensive. I think it's about a tenner, it's in the mid-range, but it really is a nice product to use, this Speed Wipe. Soft Fuso, the makers, luxury gloss, very cheap, $7.99, does everything well at a good price. Particularly impressed with the nice finish that it provides. You can really feel the glide underneath it. I liked the smooth egg offering they did as well, but you can't get away from the fact that it's really expensive. Unfortunately, it's just an expensive product, and again, it's catering for the high end, but they've got an offering which I found it hard to separate from the smooth egg that's really well priced. So check out Luxury Gloss from Soft Fuso, and you can get it from Nippon Shine in the UK. Two other really good all-rounders, ODK Entourage. Again, I'd need more time to tell you about this product to do it justice, but it's a great all-rounder, okay? All-round with more of an emphasis on, it does say it gives you a longer lasting seal. The seal isn't that long, it does give you some hydrophobic stuff. It's just a great all-round detailing spray, and a lot of people like this. I really liked it. It's so versatile, you know, and pleasant to use, but really good all-rounder. it would have been fair not to mention that one. G-Technic Quick Detailer. I thought this was a good all-round product. Again, with a slight leaning towards being good at the cleaning duties, but definitely leaves you with a nice texture and gloss as well. But pretty good at cleaning off defects, I found. So obviously I think they formulate all their own stuff, these guys. So this is a unique offering, and I really liked the G-Technic Quick Detailer. So in summary, guys, there was a lot of great products here, and this video was just a very quick highlights reel, if you like. The biggest thing I can't get across in a quick highlights reel, there's a lot of these other products in here which they all get a mention and they all get reviewed properly in the magazine article. You know, for me to go through each one would take hours and hours. But yeah, a lot of great functioning products. Yeah, so in summary, guys, this video was just really like a highlights reel of the ones that kind of I picked as kind of my favourites in all those different categories. There are, like I say, a lot of other great products in here. Very few products which I didn't like. There was a few that I didn't like. I tried to be honest, you know, as always, if I found a particular problem with a product. Most of them delivered on their claims, but, you know, to different effects. And there was a lot of variation in chemistry. So definitely durability and how long lasting the effects were was one thing I could notice. And the sort of impact of those effects, the ones that were really kind of delivering. So yeah, I had a lot of fun testing these products. I'm glad it's all finished. Yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. It's much appreciated. And I'll see you soon on Forensics Detailing channel.